Hi, I'm Underbelly, and you suck at producing. Every parent thinks their child is the best in the world. This is because after spending days, weeks, months, or even years with the creature, the parent has become blind to seeing the child for what it really is, a little shit. Similarly, many producers lose a sense of perspective and objectivity on their music after spending countless hours working on it. In today's lesson, we're going to learn how to regain a sense of perspective on our music. Let's get started. Okay, so check it. Tip number 1. Take breaks. This is single-handedly the most effective technique to regain a sense of perspective on your shit song. Taking breaks allows you to maintain an emotional distance between you and your beat child, and also gives your ears a chance to refresh. I found that the first listen I take to my shit song after stepping away for a while is often the most informative because it allows me to identify errors in the piece that I've previously just gotten used to, like the massive boils on Uncle Joe's face. Remember, the more you listen to your shit song, the more you risk losing that sense of perspective. So it's super important to identify and correct those errors as soon as they pop up. Now, many of you might be scared that taking too long of a break might ruin the sense of momentum you have and risk never finishing that beat child. A simple solution is to make a point to work on the child a little bit every day, so you don't leave it in that same unfinished state for too long. Remember, having one beat child that turned out okay, community college, is so much better than having 1,000 extremely talented, albeit unfinished, beat children that just never made it out of high school. Remember, the act of finishing is a skill in and of itself. And just like anything else, takes practice. Tip number 2. Always listen in context. When working on a section of your shit song, always check back to see how it flows from the sections before and after. Often, it's worth playing the song from the very beginning to see how the new section affects the composition as a whole. This will prevent you from wasting time on a section that, while sounding great in and of itself, doesn't serve the neighborhood. Tip number 3. Don't leave tracks soloed for too long. Working on individual tracks is an easy way to get lost in the sauce and work on details that probably will end up getting buried in the mix anyways. This is like Derek working out one muscle at the gym. Sure, his calves start to look great, but after a while, his body as a whole starts to look deformed and misshapen, like Uncle Joe's face. Remember, the listener will not have access to the individual tracks of your shit song, nor do they care about them. All they have is the mix as a whole, and at the end of the day, that's what really matters. Tip number 4. Switch up your listening environment. Going from headphones to monitors to even your shitty laptop speakers is a great way to get a change of scenery, especially after you've been working on your shit song for quite some time. This is usually enough to gain a sense of perspective on the track and also give you a chance to hear how your mix translates across different systems. Wowzers! Tip number 5. Hire mixing or mastering engineers. More often than not, these professionals can do a much better job than you ever could, largely due to the fact that they have an objective, trained, fresh set of ears that is able to hear your shit song in a new light. Now, this is not to say that it is impossible to mix or master your own shit song, but if you have the cash money, you can probably get better results by hiring an outside professional. A great mastering engineer I recommend is Keith from Inner Portal Studios, and I've included a link to him in the video description below. Wowzers! Okay, so check it. That's all the tips I have for now on maintaining a sense of perspective, But if you'd like to know more, consider becoming a supporter on my Patreon page, where you can get access to exclusive video content and other perks. You can join by clicking the link in the video description below. And if you'd like another healthy sense of perspective, go ahead and submit your track to my Discord, where it will be happily roasted by hundreds of other producers. I'm Underbelly. Have a great day.